The Bad Batch Episode 11, Metamorphosis. The Bad Batch stumble upon a conspiracy involving monsters and Kaminoan cloning technology when Sid sends them to loot a crashed freighter. With not much intel on hand, but happy to take 50% of the cut after some haggling with Sid, who, least we not forget, failed to help them in their last mission when they were stranded on a planet. But despite accepting her offer, the Batch decide but don't tell Sid that this will be their last job that they do for her, in the hope of parting on more amicable terms. And all I can say is finally, as I think we can all agree here that we've since grown tired of these little small-time quests by Sid each and every episode. Elsewhere on Mount Tantus, we learn that the Empire's cloning project was turned over to a man called Dr. Hemlock, who comes in to meet with Nala Se in her prison cell. Hemlock, who's very soft-spoken for a man threatening torture and death so freely, makes a token effort at politeness, but Nala Se has his number, refusing to help him at all costs. And while she's no saint herself, Nala Se straight up refuses to do anything to benefit the Empire after the destruction of Kamino. So she willingly chooses imprisonment rather than cooperation, angering Hemlock in the process. Also, let me just say, but dang, you know Tantus is the Empire's most secure, defended location when it's guarded by literally an army of nothing but clone commandos. That's just wild to see. I think this is the first time we've seen this many clone commandos in one episode. It's nothing but clone commandos for days. Back on the mission, the Batch decide to follow the coordinates given to them by Sid, which in turn takes them to a nearby village on a planet. Once at the crash site and some investigating, they come to the conclusion that something kept aboard the ship escaped and devoured the entire crew. And it doesn't take them long to find out what that said thing was, which turns out to be a clone baby Zillo Beast. The Batch quickly realize that their blasters are virtually useless against it. And while it doesn't really put up much of a fight, because I guess it's already full from eating all of the clone commandos before, it instead is more interested in eating energy to which it needs to grow. And to see its evolution this episode is pretty cool, as the Zillo Beast starts out with no visible eyes, 4 short reptilian limbs, a compact build pretty much. But as it grows, its autonomy becomes more worm-like. Its third arm starts to grow out of the crest on its back. It starts about the size of a man when first seen, but by the end of the episode, it reaches the size of, let's say, a small kaiju. I as well did find it very interesting how the Batch, which are essentially 3 clone commandos and a young girl, could even take on such a creature in the first place. Considering, you know, a ship full of nothing but clone commandos absolutely failed and were all eaten alive. Fortunately, there aren't that many worries here with the Batch's plot armor, as they don't spend too long with the baby Zillo Beast, as the Empire eventually arrives to try to clean up its mess, successfully capturing the clone Zillo Beast and scaring off the Batch, but not before Tech manages to download the data all about the Empire's little Zillo Beast project. After retrieving the cloned Zillo Beast, the Empire also proceeds to take all of the civilians of the nearby village attacked by it into custody, with Scorch later implying that those that have witnessed the beast will be executed. It's during this time that Hemlock also meets with Lama Su, who, surprise surprise, turns out to still be alive. Wanting his freedom back at all costs, he spills the beans to Hemlock about Omega, telling him that if she's captured, then he can get Nala Se to cooperate with him, thus putting Clone Force 99 back on the Empire's radar. Overall, this was a great episode with plenty of action, mystery, and yes, a good number of much needed tension. Something that has been lacking for the past few episodes. I especially like that the cloned Zillo Beast itself spends the first half of the episode practically looking like a xenomorph too, which I imagine was intentional as the whole intro of the episode heavily pays homage to the original Alien movie with the derelict, dark, gritty ship, with even the violently hissing steam vents. And the last surviving clone commando ends up suffering a fate similar to like Brett did in the movie, being pulled up into the ceiling while screaming helplessly. It's brilliant, and it's exactly episodes like these that we tune into the Bad Batch for. With only a couple episodes left to go, and with Scorch and Co. now after the batch, but I'm thinking we're in for a good latter part this season. And that was my take on this episode of the Bad Batch. Let me know what you all thought about the episode in the comments down below, and if you haven't already, remember to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you on the next one.